Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the Destruction Warlock. This isn't playing too much different than what it is on live, guys. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's been butchered, this and that, yada yada yada, because Fire and Brimstone's been changed a lot, but the play itself is really fun. You feel like you've got more of a rotational build, at least the specking that I took, it was where you want to keep up basically your backdraft. It's a talent now. I ended up taking it just for the increased cast times. You get eradication whenever you cast Chaos Bolt due to a talent also. And mainly what I was doing was, with this game style, was trying to keep up max time on eradication and you know, keeping up backdraft up while this was all playing, so we could get some better damage out. The other thing that I ended up using also was Demon Fire, Channel Demon Fire, which I just cast it right there. An amazing spell, especially for single target. On AoE, it's kind of sporadic, and the damage is still the same no matter how you cast it. It's just on what target it ends up going to, really, which is directed by your Immolate. Whatever target you have immolated, you cast Demon Fire, and this thing's going to go randomly, sending 15 orbs out to whatever has Immolate on. If it's single target, guys, it's automatically going to just send all 15 straight to the boss, like we've got it right now. So the other thing you're playing into is your artifact ability. It's Dimensional Rift, and what this is doing is it's tearing a portal from the Staff of Sargeras. It plays a lot into the actual artifact quest line, but no spoilers here, guys. But basically, the staff was made to tear dimensional rifts and break people out of certain cells and prisons. This is playing good, guys. You're no longer building up embers and firing them off with Chaos Bolt. They got rid of that game style play. Basically, Chaos Bolt cost 2 soul shards now, and you're building up soul shards. And how do you build these soul shards? Well, Conflagrate builds you 1 automatically. The other way you're building them is through Immolate. Every time it does damage, it has a 15% chance to give you a new soul shard. This is doubled, guys, so a 30% chance if it crits. Alright, crit's still playing a pretty good part. Your mastery is a little different. It reduces the damage you take by a certain amount, and it also ends up randomly increasing the damage that you do by X amount also. Really weird gameplay there, very RNG heavy through mastery. So I'm saying this now because of the way RNG works, and it all depends on how the scaling is with the mastery on live. Not a numbers cruncher by any means, but it looks like haste and crit are going to be the better way for actual manageable DPS and, you know, overall increasement, just because the more ticks you get with Immolate, the more chances you have to build Soul Shard. With Eradication, being able to cast Chaos Bolt, it's going to help out a lot, guys, on trying to get you all set up and ready to go with this. It's just seeming like it's going to be a better stable build for Soul Shard building, and, you know, Eradication through your Chaos Bolt. More Chaos Bolts is always going to be more damage, because it still hits like a fucking truck. Incinerate, very light damage, just kind of like how it is on live. It's kind of there just for a filler spell. The only time I saw that it was good to use was right after I would throw up Immolate, I would hit Conflagrate, so I'd get the backdraft and the increased speed. I'd cast Chaos Bolt to increase my damage by 12%, hit an Incinerate, and then go in the Demon Fire, and then unleash with your Dimensional Rifts, and then go back into Chaos Bolt. Back and forth, guys. I did end up going with Grimoire of the one that gives you the second pet, basically, because right now imps, the way they're working, their Firebolt, if you've got a target immolated and they're attacking it, they do 50% increased damage. Imp is going to be the pet of choice for this spec, guys, and the reason for that is just for the extra damage. Using your Grimoire Imp and bringing it up, that's just going to increase your damage even more, because it's doing the same thing. It's casting Firebolts. And then you also get that nice little perk of getting a heal if you really need it. Didn't need it too much. Doomguard, 3-minute cooldown now, guys. Great cooldown ability. Some fights I've actually got to use it twice. I believe I used it twice here on Helya that we're coming up to. And it helps out with damage quite a bit. Did I see anything wrong with the damage here? Not at all. Just you aren't the AoE nuke that you used to be. Rain of Fire has a cast time and costs 3 soul shards. Pretty expensive, but it does do some decent AoE damage. You can spec into Fire and Brimstone, which makes your Incinerate hit all targets around the target that you're focused on. So that helps out a bit if you really need to be a trash compactor again. But it's not going to be as heavy as it is on live, guys. Unfortunately, that part has been destroyed. Havoc is still kind of working the same way. You throw it up on one target and you can DPS the other target, but instead of it being capped at 1 Chaos Bolt or 3 Incinerates, for the next 8 seconds you're going to be able to cast basically any spell and it's going to duplicate it to the other target. Pretty nice, guys. It works really well with cooldowns. It helps out a lot, so just make sure you're ready to go whenever you cast that Havoc, and you can throw out some major damage on both targets. There's also an ability called Wreck Havoc, or a talent I should say, that increases this to 20 seconds if you need it. So pretty nice. Lots of defensives on this. Basically, if I don't take damage to one of my talents that I've got, Dark Skin, what it's going, or Demon Skin, I can't remember what it was called, but basically what it's going to do is Demon Skin's back, but instead of it just doing a healing, it helps with your Soul Leech mechanic, which is a shield that you build as you do damage. Instead of doing it while you build damage, if you don't take any damage, every second it's going to add 1% of your health, up to 20% of your health, into a barrier. So you've got a lot of survivability on destruction. Don't know if, I mean, you can probably even get away with questing with the Imp because of this. You may want to still end up using the Voidwalker, but guys, this thing is playing superb. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was very well managed. The class feels, the fantasy is back. It feels good. You've got a lot of Immolate. Basically, if you're dotting up everything with Immolate like you did back in BC, you're going to be doing really well because you're going to be getting more procs. You're going to be able to do more damage this way with more soul shards. I mean, more is better, guys, and that's basically the way that they're setting this up. Heavy AoE, you do have Cataclysm in your talents also. Very nice. You can end up throwing this out, and this is going to put Immolate on everything. So what's Immolate mean? If it ends up ticking every 15% chance per tick, it's going to build you a Chaos, or not Chaos, a Soul Shard. And when this, what Soul Shards equal? More Chaos Bolt time. So, just keep that in mind, guys. You can end up speccing this to still do really well on a trash situation, or a heavy AoE situation, or single target. I took single target because, hey, I want to put more focus on this boss and get the bitch down and get it done. Really fun, guys. Enjoyable. Had a lot of fun playing this thing. I did a couple dungeons with it just to make sure that it was playing out nice. Work out a little bit of a rotation setup. And as you can see, it is just really cool seeing these rifts pop up and just start spamming the shit out of the boss, or whatever you're using it on. 3 charges on Dimensional Rift, guys, for your artifact ability. And you've got a chance of it doing like a Shadow Bolt, the Demon Fire stuff, or it can pop up and just do a Chaos Bolt. But you've got 3 different types that can randomly end up proccing there, and all of them are probably going to do about the same damage. It wasn't recording the damage at this time, but it still played out real nice. And you can either use one and let them, you know, kind of slowly recharge back up, or if you need that burst period, you can use all 3 of them, 3 rifts up at once. Really cool, guys. Enjoyable. And it seems to do a pretty good fair amount of damage. I mean, the other nice part was I didn't look like I was taking hardly anything for damage throughout these fights. I mean, I even stood in some stuff just to make sure and see how that shield was reacting. And with 20% of your health as a shield, guys, it's pretty OP if you don't take damage consistently. So, real nice, good buffer, really defensive. I think it's going to do pretty good in raids yet again, because of the way you can spec it multiple ways. And all in all, it's still fun. I think it's actually even more fun than what it is on live. You don't have to trigger Fire and Brimstone on. You don't have that mass AoE like you used to. But guys, this is it. This is a first look at the destruction and how it's playing. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and smash the hell out of that like button and give us a subscribe to always get you some of the best up-to-date content. And again, guys, I appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for watching.